welcome to our Cricut beginner series. I am so excited to get started. I feel like this has been a long time coming. A lot of you have been waiting for this, and I can't believe we're doing it on YouTube because usually we're on TikTok together, but now we're on YouTube. In today's tutorial, we're gonna take our Cricut out of the box, we're gonna set it up, we're gonna calibrate it, and we're gonna get Cricut Design Space set up and ready to go. Today, I'm gonna be working with the Cricut Maker 3, but whether you have the Cricut Maker 3, the Cricut Explorer 3, or even the Explorer Air 2 or the Maker 2, you are good to go. This tutorial is gonna be mostly the same, so you should be able to follow along just fine. Okay, I am so excited to dive in. I am sure you are too. This is what the box for the Cricut Maker 3 looks like. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'll tell you about everything that's inside. Okay, so here's everything that comes in your box when you get your Cricut Maker. You've obviously got your machine, you've got your plug to hook it up to the wall, and then you also have this cable where you can plug it straight into your computer if you needed to. Safety instructions and warranty information, a sample piece of smart adhesive vinyl, and a sample piece of sticker cardstock. We also have our activation instructions, so we're gonna get into activating this guy right away. But first, let's go ahead and plug it in. So we're gonna take this cable. It's got a little piece on the back here that goes straight in the back of the machine. And then the other side, we're just gonna plug it to the wall. Now that we've got our machine plugged in, we can go ahead and open it up. You just lift the top and the front is gonna lift open as well. It opens really nice. We're gonna take off this piece of styrofoam, and then you can go ahead and power your Cricut on for the first time. Okay, so first we just want to walk through your machine and talk about some of the different features of the Cricut Maker 3. Over here on the left, you can see you have this nice housing for putting tools, and it has a nice silicone bed to keep everything soft and safe. Another great storage unit is this right here. Notice that it pops up and has a great place for storing smaller items. Then you can see you have two tool and blade houses for the Cricut Maker 3. This is awesome so that you can have two different places to house your tools that you're cutting with, scoring with, writing with, or embossing. And with the Cricut Maker 3, you can use the rotary blade, the knife blade, the scoring wheels, and more to have lots of versatility with your tools. You can see that our default blade is automatically in housing clamp B, and to open up the clamp, you just pop it open, and you could always remove the blade and test it out with something different. For now, we're gonna leave this one in. Then onto our buttons over here. We've got our power button, which is illuminated at the top. We have our load and unload button here, our go button, and our pause button. We'll use those more a little bit later when we do our test cut. But I also want to draw your attention to this tray here at the top, which is the perfect place for storing an iPad for when you're cutting on the go. One of the coolest features about the Cricut Maker 3 and the Explorer 3 that I want to make sure I tell you is that you don't have to use cutting mats anymore, which is amazing if you're upgrading from the 2 series, because with these machines, you can load your vinyl right into the machine, no mat required. And we'll show you that a little bit more when we do our test cut here in a bit. Now we're going to head on over to our desktop and go ahead and type in cricut.com/setup, and it's going to take us through the process of activating our machine. So it already knows I have a Mac, so I'm going to go ahead and say I agree, and I'm going to click download. And then you should just be able to click the file right here as it downloads and walk through the process of downloading Cricut Design Space for the first time. If I click on this file, it's going to open it up, and then I can just drag it over to my applications because I have a Mac. And then because I have a Mac, I'm just going to drag this over to applications and drop it, and it's going to download Cricut Design Space to my computer. Then when you click on the Cricut Design Space icon, you're going to open it up once you've downloaded it, and it's probably going to prompt you to go ahead and create an account if you don't already have one. I already have an account, so I open it up right here to the home page. But a couple things I just want you to notice. It's still got it synced to my Explorer, which is my old machine, and we're setting up a new machine right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button and optimize my experience for the Cricut Maker 3 because that's the machine I'm working with. And then I can just click this 3 little bar menu right here and select New Product Setup to set up my new machine. I'm going to go ahead and click Smart Cutting Machine, Cricut Maker 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk through this setup process. It's going to tell me to clear the workspace, which I already have, find an outlet, plug it in, power it on. We've already done that. And then it wants you to go ahead and connect the computer with the other provided cord that came in the box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now that we have our machine plugged in, you can see that it's going to go ahead and give us this refreshing wheel. It's showing us that it's loading. It's checking that our machine is connected and powered on. It's going to have us turn off our machine and turn it back on here in just a second. And then it should connect for us. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my machine back on. You might hear it in the background. All right, and now that it's connected, we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And now it's going to go ahead and update our machine to the latest update. So I'm going to click update, and we're going to give it a few minutes to let that happen, and then we'll be right back. Okay, great. So our Cricut is now updated. It's ready to use. If you just heard it kind of booting up there in the background, it's letting us know it's ready as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here, and it's going to have me register my machine. I'm going to say I agree. This is my Cricut ID, so I'm going to click register, and then I'm going to click next. And it's going to ask me if I want to start a free trial of Cricut Access. I'm going to say no, thank you. And then it's going to walk us through our first project with Cricut. You don't have to do this step if you want to, but this is a great time to use that vinyl that came with your machine if you want to do a simple project to get started. So I'm going to select the mountain and then click next. You're going to confirm that your blade is secured and clamped in. It should be just fine, but I usually just tap it on the top and give it a little wiggle to make sure everything is tight. Click next. And now we're going to insert our smart vinyl under the guides. It's showing you exactly how it's supposed to go in right now. And then we're going to press the flashing load and unload buttons. Let's go ahead and get our vinyl set up. Okay, so now that we've selected the sticker we want to use, we've got it set up on our machine here, and we've got it set up on our computer. One of the great things about the Cricut Maker and all the Series 3 machines is that you don't have to use a mat. It actually has smart vinyl, and you can just put it right into the machine, which is amazing. So we're actually just going to slide our vinyl under the guidelines right here. And then we're going to click the flashing load unload button, and it's just going to load it on in. You're going to see it load in, and you're going to see the blade go ahead and line up into position. And then when it's ready to cut, it's going to have a flashing play button right here. And so when it starts flashing, which mine just did, we're going to go ahead and press the play button or the go button, and it's going to go ahead and cut out that mountain that we selected to do for our test cut. When it's done, you can see that the load unload button is flashing again, so we're just going to press it and it's going to release our vinyl, and we can just slide it out of those guidelines easily. Usually this would be the point where we would want to weed our design, but we chose a pretty simple sticker, so I'm actually just going to peel until the edge pops up and pull my sticker off. And there you go. There's our very first test cut with our Cricut Maker, a simple mountain range. I'm Laura Lambert. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as It's Laura Lambert, or here on YouTube. Every week here on YouTube, I'm going to be doing a new Cricut tutorial, starting with this beginner Cricut series, but you can also find tons more videos, tutorials, tips, and tricks on all things Cricut on my Instagram and my TikTok.